welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rochelle, I'm 23 and I'm remote working currently in Colombia. Today is actually our last full day here in Cartagena. I thought why not make a top tips video just in case you guys are wanting to travel to Cartagena in the future. This video is going to be me telling you the top tips and the things you must know before you travel here. So number one is where you stay. We're in Cartagena, which is not massive, but it's not tiny. I know that doesn't help. But we've been staying in Getsemani. Getsemani is very near the walled city, La Ciudad Amurada. I actually have a vlog up here that you can watch after this video if you want to see what the walled city is like. But we're also, you know, on some quaint roads next to the beautiful flags that you would have seen. I would recommend Getsemani if you are looking for a place to stay. The next thing that's worth mentioning, and is something that me and Mike didn't do, and that's getting travel debit cards. We've basically been just using, you know, my English credit card, his American card. So that means whenever we take money out of the ATM or whenever we buy things with our cards, there is a foreign transaction fee. For me, I don't really think about it. I just kind of push it in with the whole conversion rate. But this is something that does add up. There is, you know, £1 every time, £2 every time. So we are actually giving away money. I would definitely recommend looking into getting a travel card that when you use abroad doesn't give you transaction fees. Whilst on the topic of conversion, the currency here is COP, which is Colombian pesos. They have a very big currency, loads of zeros, as you can imagine. So I just remember 10,000 COP is equal to about £2.20 or $2.90. What I think is important whenever you go on holiday is learn the conversion rate. It definitely helps you kind of get to grips and know how much money you really are spending, because sometimes it's just like play money, like you've never seen this cash before, just take it, but actually you're like, actually shit, bring that back. The main mode of transport in Cartagena is cars. There are people on bikes. I wouldn't recommend getting a motorbike. You know, in Bali we all had bikes, that was very much the culture. Here it's definitely driving, or more so taxis. There are taxis everywhere. Like, that was a beep of a taxi. Taxis are super cheap, so they start at 7,000 COP in Getsemani at least, which again we know is under £2.20. You kind of negotiate. There's no meters, there's nothing like that. You literally get in a car, say take me to this place, and they'll give you a price. I always ask before how much will it be to go to this place. Before I was going to the supermarket, which was like a 2-minute drive, and we paid 10,000. But then the next day, a different taxi, we went a 10-minute drive and it was 8,000. So I thought, oh okay, they've conned us there. So it's nice to kind of know how much things should pay. You could probably drive 10 minutes for 7,000. I've written down here, drive reckless. So whilst we're on the chat of taxis, vehicles, they drive so bad here, like so bad. So like when I'm in taxis, I'm like holding on, praying for my life. They just, and maybe this is in Cartagena, because when we were in a different town, I swear it wasn't so bad. It's like the taxi driver like goes into one lane, then back to that, then back to that. They're just trying to get everywhere fast. Everyone beeps, like the patience level is very slim. The aggressive driving, like very big. So that's one thing to be aware of. They drive crazily. And also if you're trying to cross the road, like in front of our Airbnb we have a road, and to get across, like cars don't stop. So like you might be waiting there, they won't stop. For you to cross the road, you have to start walking in front of traffic for the traffic to stop. That is what it's been like everywhere. The next thing I was going to say was transport to tours. So around here there's some really cool things to do. You've got the mud volcano, the pink sea, but it wasn't pink when we went. If you're wanting to go yourself, which I 100% recommend, you obviously need transport. So I would say ask a taxi, get a price, and then check on Uber. Fun fact, it's actually illegal in Cartagena and I think a couple of the coastal cities. It's illegal for you to have 2 guys on a bike. So you can have a man and a woman, 2 women, or just a man, but you can't have 2 men. We actually saw the police stop these guys on the bike and tell the men to get off the back. We're very confused, and so we asked a local, and he basically said to us that because there's so many drive-by shootings, like maybe in the past, maybe not recently, but because of the drive-by shooting culture where you can have someone on the back shooting and the other person driving, 2 men on a bike is now banned. So I thought that was pretty interesting information. Also, English is not widely spoken in Cartagena. It's very much Spanish. Lucky for me, I obviously speak Spanish, my family's Spanish, so I have good practice. But if you're coming to Cartagena, you're coming to Colombia, just brush up on your Spanish skills. Make sure you know some key things. This is not like Spain where every other person speaks English. Here, it's actually very hard to find English speaking staff. Security. Let's get to the T. Security. Okay, that was cringe. But anyway, a lot of people have said to me, don't go to Colombia, it's very dangerous, Colombia is dangerous. I've seen all these things online, and even before I came, I was like, is this too dangerous for me to go to? To answer that question, since being here, we have felt absolutely safe. We are aware that Colombia has a more dangerous sort of culture than perhaps Bali did. You know, it's a different vibe, but I feel completely safe here. So I am aware of my surroundings, where I am. As always, be cautious. The rule of thumb that people have told me is basically just don't walk with your phone out. Now in Cartagena, we walk everywhere with our phone out, it's fine, but I think they mean like Bogota, Medellin. Our Airbnb is actually gated, so we have to get buzzed in and buzzed out every time we leave, and nobody can like run in with us or anything like that, you know, no one can break in. And you'll actually find every window has bars in front of them. And we thought, oh God, is it that dangerous? I think it's not dangerous now, it's just part of the culture, it's part of the architecture, and it would kind of make you more at risk if everyone else had bars and you didn't put bars on your window. So I think now it's kind of just an aesthetic. But yes, there's a lot of security protocols in Airbnbs, hotels, to keep you extra safe if you are wondering. COVID protocols. You have to wear a mask anytime you leave the house. Anytime you're outside, you wear a mask. In shops, you wear a mask. In restaurants, you wear a mask until you sit down. When you sit down, you can just take your mask off and eat. Before you go into any shop, you have to do hand sanitizer. So there's hand sanitizing points where you actually like put your foot on a pedal, and that squidges a hand sanitizer for you, so you don't even touch that. And then every place actually has a thermometer check on your wrist. They do like your temperature check, and in some places you actually step into like a sanitation pad and then you dry your shoes off. So it's like the full Monty here, street sellers. So, you know how you go on holiday, there's people that come pester you, you know, can you buy this, can you buy, look at my shoes, you get the drill. I have never been as harassed as I have been here. Like, Cartagena is so bad. We didn't realize how, well, we did realize how bad it was, but when we went to other parts of Colombia, we were like, oh, it's a lot better here. So we didn't know if it was Colombia as a whole. Now we realize it's Cartagena because this is a super touristic place. They're just everywhere. Everywhere you go, especially if you're with a white boy, everywhere you go, someone will say, do you wanna buy this? Do you wanna buy this? Do you wanna buy this? Especially in the walled city, if you walk right through the walled city, this, it's a lot. Now when we go to the walled city, we actually go and walk around the outside because we know our whereabouts, we know how to get to where we want to go. But in the beginning, we'd walk through the center and they're like waiting. They're ready. They're waiting for your money. Even on the beaches, so me and Mike have gone to the beach. La Boca Grande is a beach that I would recommend. It's very touristic, but that is the one near here. Even sitting on the beach, you will get pestered about 5 to 7 times. Like, it is crazy. That's just something to be aware in Cartagena. I would recommend, you know, when you're going to restaurants, unless you can see there's a nice outdoor seating area which is kind of blocked off, I would recommend going inside a restaurant, because even while you're at restaurants, people will come and sell to you. Like, it is actually ridiculous. Some of the best sellers though, the best and the worst, are the women that try and massage you on the beach. They start rubbing your arms, you go, no thank you, but by the second rub, your heart, your soul, your body's in it, literally. And they're just like lathering you up. They are extremely manipulative, the masseuses, with their hands and with their minds. I would even argue, set a time, amount and price, pay them up front, then get your massage. The other type of seller that's really funny are the rappers. So there's normally a group, they're like young guys, maybe like 16, 3 to 4 of them. One of them has like a speaker, and then they'll just come up to you and rap. From what I've seen, they basically use the same rap. They do rap in English. They obviously only know these certain words, and it goes, you look like a model, Angelina Jolie, he's Brad Pitt, look at his muscles. Like, it's just so funny. And they come up to you and rap with the speaker, like beatboxing, because they obviously want your money. And you will walk away and they will walk alongside you. Like, they will walk alongside you for like 3 minutes. Like, you could be walking and they're still, and it's so funny because they just don't give up. Now, because we've experienced it so many times, when they come up to us, we look at them, we look at each other, and we just walk straight through them, and they can see like we have no time for this. But in the beginning, we just thought it was so funny that we were trying to hold back our laughter, and obviously they could see us smiling, so that kind of fed into this entertainment, and I was like, no, I don't want to pay you. So that is very funny. What's even funnier is watching other people have to go through it. Like, now we've gone through it, we know how to avoid them, even though it's kind of mean. It's funny to watch other people be like unsettled by these rappers and don't know what to do, and we go, look, the rappers have got to them. So it is kind of a funny like inside little joke once you realize that they don't ever stop. Boca Grande Beach, the beach that I mentioned earlier. Just to give you a little idea of pricing, you can get an umbrella, 2 sunbeds, and a little table for 43,000, which is basically just under £9. That again, this is why I said Cartagena is not that cheap, because that is basically Western pricing, and if I was in Bali, it would have cost me maybe £3. Also, the reason I told you the pricing, 43,000, is so you know, because the first day we paid 100,000. So it's basically trial and error to kind of know, okay, what should I actually be paying? And then every time after, we can negotiate, knowing, no, it should be 43,000. Something to note as well is that shops here generally open later and stay open for later. The first day we got here, we were so jet lagged. You know, we started roaming the streets at 7. Obviously, everything was closed, and we were trying to find like a place for breakfast. I'm pretty sure nothing opened until like 10, 11, 12. It might vary area to area, but generally don't expect anything to be open at 8 AM. Like, no. And then things close at 8, 9, 10. So it kind of makes sense. The opening hours are just shuffled, you know, a bit later. Whilst you're in Cartagena, I 100% recommend the Lost City trek. It's in the middle of the jungle, and it's a 4-day trek, although you can do 5 to 6 days, it's up to you. I really recommend this trek. It was absolutely phenomenal. I actually have a whole video of my experience up here. Please go watch it. That trek was so difficult. You have to be completely physically fit. It's around about 58 kilometers, 40 miles in 4 days. You walk every single day, but you meet fantastic people, you eat really amazing food, you go swimming in the lakes and the rivers. Like, it is an experience like none other, and if you're coming to Cartagena, I 1000% recommend it. It is an amazing and beautiful trek. It starts in Santa Marta. We actually got a bus, a 5-hour bus to Santa Marta to start the trek. So you can do that, get a 5-hour bus. It costs us 50,000 COP each. It's about £10.20. It's really cheap for a 5-hour bus. It's a comfortable bus, you have aircon, and it was really nice to see the different towns that you drive through. The next thing is yellow fever. So if you don't know, yellow fever is a disease that you probably don't want to get, and so there's jabs for it. Now, you don't need the yellow fever jab to come to Colombia. We didn't have it, but they do recommend it if you're going into the jungle like we did on the Lost City trek. Look no further, because here in Cartagena, you can get the yellow fever jab for free. Can we get an amen? Amen. So I was really happy about that, because your girl loves a freebie, and I have a whole video. I'll link it down below or up above. There's just so many videos intertwined, but just binge watch my channel. That's all you have to do. So the last part of this is going to be tips specifically to Getsemani, because as I said, this is a great place to stay. It's got loads of bars, restaurants. It's just, everything's really nice and close. First things first is the Scotiabank. So our cards did not work on their ATMs. We had to go to a bank that was compatible, and for my UK and his US card, we went to Scotiabank. So that is in Getsemani. I will put locations where I can or down below, but Scotiabank is what you're going to look for. Next up is groceries. So if you are shopping around here, there's lots of little supermarkets, but there's one in particular I recommend, and it's called Ara, A-R-A. And basically this is a cheap bit. Like, this is a really nice supermarket which has the basics and is the cheapest that we could find. You know it's cheap because all the locals are there too. We always go there first, and then what we can't find, we literally walk around the corner and there's another supermarket and we go there. But that one is more expensive. So my tip to you is go to the Ara first, and what you can't get there, go to the more expensive one, because obviously we want to save that coin. Who doesn't? If you're looking for other things that wouldn't be typically in local supermarkets, like I wanted to get some tea, like English tea, they don't have that there. But if you're looking for a superstore, there's actually a shopping center about 10 minutes from Getsemani, 10-minute walk, and in there is like a whole shopping mall. Like, we were like, wow, these people are fancy. Like, we didn't really know what to expect coming to Colombia, but yes, they have a shopping mall. It had a Samsung in it, so Mike was very happy, and there's a full shopping center there, but expensive. I just found that was overpriced compared to what we bought at Ara. So Ara's your main bitch, and then go to your side hose afterwards. Also, next to Cartagena is a little town called Manga, and you get to Manga over a bridge, and I think it's basically like a little island, because you can only get to and from Manga through bridges. But basically, it's very close to Cartagena, and it's not as touristic. So the restaurants there are so much cheaper. Me and Mike went to a restaurant that we 100% recommend. I'll put the picture on the screen now. The guy was just so nice, the food was great, the prices were impeccable, and the gentleman was so nice. Like, he was so lovely. He was like, this is my home, come into my home. So yes, I recommend having a stroll to Manga, enjoying the cheap prices and enjoying seeing like what real Colombia looks like, because Cartagena is very much manufactured for us tourists. Okay, so my last 2 points are here. The first one is actually going to be about the length of time to stay here. I would definitely say Cartagena, as I said before, is for tourists. So the prices are higher. There's a lot more street sellers bugging you, and you're not seeing the real Colombia. That being said, there's beautiful buildings, lots of beautiful graffiti, and really Instagrammable places. Another video I've made. But you don't need that long here. I mean, you can see the beautiful beach, you can see the city, you can see the walled city, but I feel like 2 to 3 weeks is enough. We've been here for a month now, we're getting ready to leave, but to be honest, we could have left a lot sooner. So it kind of depends what you're into, but I would definitely say don't schedule too much time here, just because this isn't the real Colombia, and if you like to explore, there's going to be other places that are better for you. And my last tip to top it all off is bring a HDMI cable or a Google Chromecast. We actually got a HDMI cable from that big superstore, so don't worry if you forgot to bring it, but it's just something nice to have so you can watch Netflix on your TV or things like that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was really informative. I just tried to think of everything that I wish I would have known, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. It means a lot. Please give me a big thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. If you liked what you've seen, you thought the information was useful, comment down below what you'd like to see next, or your experiences traveling to Colombia. I would love to know. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button. It means the world to be able to share our adventures with you. I love making these videos, and I hope you enjoy them too. So until the next time, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.